In the solar system, quarantine-based offenses are considered particularly heinous. In deep space, the degenerate defectives who perpetuate these seditious felonies are members of an elite squad known as the Space Force. These are their stories.
Surprise. That's right, motherfuckers. Sergeant Diggs here, reporting for duty on Space Force. I am here to serve notice. I have a letter from Planet President Trump himself. Suffice to say, he's not too pleased with the transmissions coming from Space Force lately. So he's sending me to clean house. What do you mean, why me? I mean, you must be asking yourself, why me? Because I'm a great cop, that's why. Do you have any idea how long I've been working for Space Force? I've been Space Forcing since before some of you were born. See that? Tang lid. Original moon landings. Like that? Pretty good. Been around a while. Need more evidence? Any of you ever caught yourself committing a crime? Because I have. Do you know how good a cop you have to be to catch yourself? They even made a movie about it. Not that I saw it, because it was made by dirty do-gooders trying to steal our caravans, but we got them in the end. Planet President Trump and I raided their base, and I ended up killing a guy who looked just like me because he was playing me, looking for me, trying to catch me, but I ended up catching him first. So yeah, I'm a pretty big deal. Now, Planet President Trump wants me to read directly from his letter so that you have a full explanation as to who I'm coming for and why. The letter reads as follows. I, Planet President Trump, wants it to be known that I do not have to explain myself. But the following people need to know that Sergeant Diggs has full authority to come for them. Captain Amanda Huggins.
This is Captain Amanda Huggins of the USS Covfefe. I've just received word from Colonel Honey Mustard Sanders that all members of Donald Trump's Space Force, including myself, have been quarantined in outer space due to the coronavirus. And our fearless leader himself has been permanently banned from Twitter, despite having hooked his brain up to it to keep him alive in perpetuity. I have many conflicting feelings about this. How convenient that I have my vibraphone here to help me process them. You think that you're safe right now, 'cause Biden won. You've got your country back, and Trump is gone. But you know he's just hiding out with Kim Jong-un. Or maybe he is just with Putin now. They're sipping vodka up in Moscow, 'cause we know they all like a golden shower. And it isn't gonna be a long, long time. He'll be back to save his own behind. The Twitter ban won't keep him off his phone. No, 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 no. He's just in quarantine. Quarantine. Donald Trump will not leave us alone. A third of us believe that it was right to take the Capitol by force. Yes, there could be quite a fight. ask myself, who will I be? I'm just a soldier here in Trump's army. Am I a McConnell or a Romney? And it isn't gonna be a long, long time. He'll be back to save his own behind. The Twitter ban won't keep him off his phone. No, 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 no. He's just in quarantine. Quarantine. Donald Trump will not leave us alone. Donald Trump will not leave us alone. And it isn't gonna be a long, long time. And it isn't gonna be a long, long time. Space Force.
Reason, Zymophone songs. Lieutenant Marjorie Taylor Greene the 12th.
Recorder log. Begin transmission. Day 276. Good morning. Or good evening. Sorry, it's space daylight savings time. I have no idea how it works. Anyway, this is Lieutenant Marjorie Taylor Greene the 12th of the greatest space force in the entire universe, MAGA Nation. Still trying to make America truly great. Almost well over a century later. Don't worry, we'll get there soon. I have such faith in Planet President Trump and that sexy little severed head. Anyway, I've been in isolation for a few months now, thanks to this stupid coronavirus, and I've done some research, and it's actually quite similar to another virus that hit Earth a while back. The Democrats. I'm sorry. I can't help owning those damn libs every chance I get, even though we eliminated all of them with lasers in 2062. Of course, this is supposed to be a log of my actions and descent into quarantine madness, right? You don't need a history lesson on how sleepy Joe Biden stole the 2020 election, banned Trump from Twitter, unleashed his rabid dog, shot the Cat in the Hat and Mr. Potato Head in the face, and almost got away with destroying the whole country until Trump's secret Q army emerged from the shadows and took over the government by replacing Kamala Harris with a robot. And listen to me blabber on about ancient history everyone knows about. Shut up, Marjorie. No, seriously, shut up, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Nope, nobody wants to hear anything you have to say. You are an actual piece of shit, and I hate you. Doggy. Sorry about that, folks. Sometimes I just don't even feel like myself. It's not right to be cooped up in space all day for months. I can't even go to the Costco on Uranus. Well, I could if I really wanted to, but that wacko Dr. Fanthony Ouchie is forcing all of us to get this. You're gonna shit. Wear a helmet. I know. We've done fine out here just holding our breaths in space as the Lord intended, but now there's a virus spreading around. Suddenly we need to be breathing our own nasty recycled breath. Ridiculous. I mean, I know Planet President Trump has literally been confined to a helmet for decades and is preserved by the jelly from his daughter's womb. Praise Jesus! Which is a marvelous marriage of science, technology, and experimental medicine. But he didn't have a choice. And what makes us real Americans is that we can make up our own minds without being told what to do by nerds and quacks in white coats who wouldn't know what to do with a titty if they grew it in a lab themselves. Can I say something a little secret on this log? I'm not even sure who watches this anymore. I'm pretty sure most of the crew died within a couple weeks, but what the heck. I went to a cantina in the asteroid belt when all this began, right when everything started going to shit. There were no helmet mandates then, only helmet recommendations, but Space Force had just issued a directive to shelter in place. And while I am a red-blooded galactic patriot, I also wanted to get drunk. So I did. It was one of those amazing bars that reminds me of home on Earth, full of guns, lusty men, racism, and tentacle slime. So much slime. I remember ordering a slippery nipple and relaxing in a booth, not knowing it was going to be the last time I was going to go anywhere or do anything. And this feller wearing cowboy boots on each of his 10 legs saddles up next to me. I said, "Ooh, don't let anyone see you. I could get fired or even executed if I let anyone within 6 feet of me without a face covering." And I rolled my eyes. He smiled, or at least I think it was a smile. There was an awful lot of teeth. Next thing I knew, one of his tentacles was so far down my throat, it hit my butthole from the inside. But we got spooked when the bartender started screaming about an outbreak and an immediate lockdown and how we all had to pack up and jet back to the Space Force base before the science Nazis came in and raided the joint. So I never got to really ride that cowboy. I think about him a lot. Actually, I'm not even sure that it was a him. Couldn't really tell where the genitals were, but for the sake of my fragile cisgender heterosexuality, I like to think that it was a male alien. A mailien, if you will. Ooh. Anyway, I have no regrets. It was my last night of normalcy, and boy, what I wouldn't give to go back to that first innocent night. But mark my words, you will never, ever see me cover my mouth or my face or my whole damn head just because of some fake-ass space flu. Ow, ooh, yeah, okay. I think that's gonna do it for me today. My stomach hurts something fierce. I know, I probably should have thought twice before dining indoors at that space Cracker Barrel, but I really needed to get my hands on some cheese. It's all right, I think I just need to lie down. Hey, doggy. Oh. What the dang? How did I get so fat?
Reason, pregnant. Lieutenant Colonel Major Private.
Hello, it's me again, Lieutenant Colonel Major Privates, reporting from Space Force Station 12 Bukamashu in the Nadir Quadrant. At ease. It's March 396th, which makes it day 414 of the quarantine. I'm happy to report everything is under control, situation normal. Now, I know that some folks back on Earth Prime thought that spending this much time in solitude might have an adverse psychological effect on someone. Well, maybe a lesser qualified individual might have found it difficult. But with the rigorous mental and physical training we received at Space Force Academy, well, this is like a walk in the park. A long, quiet, lonesome walk in a very secluded, cold, dark park where no one has ever stepped foot, because this is space and you float around most of the time, so there's no stepping foot on things. So that allegory makes no sense. But I'm happy to report everything is under control, situation normal. Now, my last transmission might have seemed a little concerning to some. I was regretfully not myself, which led some in control to ponder, well, if he's not himself, who is he? To which I answer, wordplay is for socialists and librarians, and I am neither. I have no reading material on the space station, except for briefings that are sent to me by Command Central. I, of course, follow protocol to the letter. There's likely to be some sensitive information and data embedded in those briefings, and I cannot risk that in the event I'm captured by unfriendlies, I might divulge that information whilst being tortured. So I destroy their briefings before reading them. Yes. That way, no matter what amount of pain I endure, I am guaranteed not to reveal any information because I don't know anything. Intelligence is the enemy of the Space Force. We pride ourselves on one thing: following protocols and not reading intelligence reports. We pride ourselves on two things: following protocols, not reading intelligence reports, and our unfailing devotion to America. That's three things. That's what makes this whole system work like a well-oiled machine. Not reading reports, following protocols, and our unshakable belief that what we're doing is right. Now, in my last transmission, I was regrettably not myself. What's that? Yeah, I'm getting that. Just at ease. I was sent and self-administered my second dose of the coronavirus vaccine. Apparently, it came with instructions, which I completely and without hesitation ignored. I did not read those instructions, as it would have been a violation of said instructions to read them. I think I've made my point on that. There may have been some adverse effects of the vaccine, but I cannot report on that, as I was unconscious for apparently 48 hours, just out like a light. Thankfully, however, an indigent life form found their way onto the space station and made a home in my underwear drawer. I have made contact with this creature, and so, for the first time ever, I would like to reveal to Command Central an indigenous life form. It's okay. Come on. Just like we practiced. It's all right. It's okay. No, Daddy's right here. I'm going to protect you. It's okay. Yes, it's okay. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Yes, you are. Okay. So now what you're going to do is, like we practiced, you're just going to look at the screen. Look at the screen. Saki, just look at the screen. Will you just look? It's very. No one's going to hurt you. Just look at it right there. Look at the camera. Look at the. There we go. There we go. Look at the camera right there. Good. No eating the camera. No. Watch. Sorry, he's very shy around strangers. It was quite convenient that Saki showed up when he did. After the second dose of the coronavirus vaccine, there are allegedly some side effects of the vaccine. Now, this is something I saw on Volpe's News. This is not anything that I read anywhere, just so we're clear. And I'm grateful that Saki was here to take care of me. He apparently has some sort of canceling effects on the side effects, which I understand could be pain, redness, swelling, tiredness, chills, fever, nausea, muscle pain, or complete disassociation with reality. But everything is perfectly all right now. We're fine. We're all fine now. How are you? That is the end of my report. From the Nadir Quadrant, this is Lieutenant Colonel Major Privates, signing off. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy, huh? See, that wasn't so bad. No, who's a good Saki, huh? Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? It's you. Yes, you are.
Reason consorting with aliens. Gary.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my channel. This is Gary, and today is day 379 since me and my crewmates and I got shot up into space as a form of quarantining from the coronavirus. And for those of you keeping score, today is day 14 since my crewmates done locked me in the pantry of the canteen. They say I got a touch of the space madness. But I think that they just didn't like that I was using the ship's fuel reserves to mine for Bitcoin. For all of you internet trolls who posted on my last video, no, I was not wearing that cardboard box on my head because I thought it was a space helmet. I was wearing it because there is a little mouse in here, keeps freaking me out as it's scuttling around. And if I fall asleep, I don't want it crawling on my face. I know that y'all think I'm real stupid, but I figured out how to post YouTube videos from space, didn't I? Anyway, I'm not here today to defend my intelligence to any of you. I am here because I have been sitting for the last 2 weeks in an airtight sealed room gulping down oxygen, and I am running out of all the air that is on this side of that door there. So I got some loose ends I gotta tie up on Earth. All right, before I got shot up into space, I gave most of my earthly possessions to my 3 beautiful nieces and my roommate Garrett. But I also have a heretofore unmentioned storage unit in the AAA storage facility just outside of Paducah, Kentucky. My buddy Grisham knows which unit is mine, and Grisham, the code to that there padlock, it is 42069. That is 42069. You get that, Grisham? I know you're not going to forget that. All right, when you first walk into that storage unit, on the left-hand side, you're going to pass up 2 very large shelves. One is full of toilet paper, the other is full of N95 masks. You can do whatever the heck you want with those. I don't care. And then there is a third shelving unit that is filled with binders of Pokemon cards. Grisham, you can go through those. I'm pretty sure I got a Charizard card in there, and you can get a lot of money if you post those things on eBay. All right, and then you keep walking, you're going to find a little box. And inside of that box, there is a metal thing. Looks kind of like a cross between a knitting needle and a flute. All right, I want my big brother Eddie to have that. Eddie, you remember when I was abducted by aliens when I was 23? Well, they brought me back home after a few days, and a few days after that, I did find that metal thing in my anus. For years, I didn't know what it was, and then I found out you put that thing in your mouth, you touch that button that's on the bottom, it'll get you real drunk for free. Eddie, I am kidding. Do not put that thing in your mouth. That is alien paraphernalia. Also, it was in my butt for a few days. The rest of that you should probably give to the Salvation Armies or maybe Antiques Roadshow. I do appreciate it. All right, I also have some unfinished business I would like to attend to. To my ex-girlfriend Sharon, I've had a lot of time to think since I have been up here, and I just want you to know I am sorry. You were right, and I was an asshole. And I just wish that I could go back to a time when saying sorry mattered. But what I need you to know is just don't marry Daryl. That guy is the worst. He doesn't treat you right. And I know that I didn't treat you right either, but I guess maybe I just wish that you could be with someone that deserves you, and that you could see that you are an amazing person, and you deserve to be seen and understood, like the very good person that you are. All right, finally, ladies and gentlemen, I'm real lonely, and I'm real scared. And I'm not just saying that because I'm up in space in total isolation, taking my last breaths, being tormented by a mouse. I mean, I am lonely and scared like it is a part of my being. I've always been lonely and scared. Scared of the government. Scared somebody was going to take something from me. Scared of immigrants. Scared of anybody with a different skin color than me. Scared that I was going to get called out or I was going to get hurt. And heck, I was too scared to even say, I'm scared. And now here I am up in space, as far away from any of that as I possibly can be. And I realize that I miss it. I miss Earth. Because it's amazing. And all the people and all the things on it are just a miracle, an absolute miracle. And I wish that I could be back there now and live in all of it, not with fear, but with awe and amazement and wonderment for all that it is. Anyway, I still got to edit and upload this video before my air supply runs out. But needless to say, this is probably going to be my last upload. So please do hit that like and subscribe button down there. I do appreciate it. Thank you.
Reason, butt stuff. Sergeant, don't touch a mustache.
Oh, hey, the lights are back on. Oh, well, looky here. It appears the recorder came on automatically when the power came on. I'm Sergeant Don't Touch Your Mustache. I was one of the first, and who knows, maybe the last Space Ranger in Space Force. I guess Colonel Must was finally able to get my old Bitcoin collection converted to plasma power. It's been about 50 years since I've been able to get anyone to give me anything for that digital garbage. Yeah. Plasma power is the only form of payment accepted by Solar Digital Giver of Energy. You probably know them by SDG&E. I've been sitting here in the dark with no air conditioning for about a month now. Uranus can get pretty hot and sticky. And when it does, it begins to smell worse than the old cattle yards in the 21st century on Earth. I've barely been able to put on one pair of boots, let alone all 5. But people get upset when I walk around outside without all my tentacles covered. I can't say that I blame them. You know, they tend to have a mind of their own and can make quite a mess when they do. Yeah. People think I can control all 10 of them at the same time, but you know, the truth is, they each have their own sense of smell, independently seek out a warm, dark place to burrow in. The boots keep them content for the most part, but it gets awful dry inside a boot, and they prefer a moist place to burrow. This is one of my last pre-rolled cigars. I picked it up in a cantina in the asteroid belt right before the Morona lockdown began. Sure, we grow our own tobacco here on Uranus, but there's just something about the aftertaste of a cigar from Uranus. Speaking of that cantina, as I said before, it's a pain wearing 5 pairs of boots all the time. I like to take off a few whenever I can and let them puppies breathe every chance I get, you know what I mean? That cantina was one of those pretty much anything goes kind of places. I was airing out a couple of my tentacles, and next thing I knew, this drunk little filly had snatched one of my tentacles and shoved it so far down her throat, I think I felt her butthole. Oh, shit. Happens every time I start thinking about her. Well, I guess I better turn up the air conditioner now that it's on and at least put on some socks. You know what I mean? It'll be nice when they finally lift this Morona lockdown. I can get back to my job securing our galactic borders from aliens. Who knows? Maybe one day Planet President Trump will just build a damn force field wall around the entire galaxy and secure us from those aliens draining on our galactic economy once and for all. Well, I guess I ought to take advantage of the fact that SDG&E has restored our energy. A shower's probably a good idea before I do anything else. This is Sergeant Don't Touch My Mustache signing off. Until next time.
Reason: I bought an ass cigar by mistake and it was gross. Ensign Ashley.
Requisition and inventory report. Ensign/Nutritionist Ashley Melodrama reporting. day 414. I mean, who cares? Honestly, the days turn into months and years, and we're just up here floating around, waiting for Earth Prime to get the coronavirus under control. And until then, we're just near dead fish in a barrel. Anyway, I'm supposed to be doing reporting on provisions inventory, so I guess I will do that. We're out of half of everything, and what we're not out of, we're low on. On a personal note, I would like to mention that Lieutenant Colonel Major Privates sneaks cheesy poofs out of the locked inventory cabinet and purposefully feeds them to his indigenous life form that is actually his hand shoved up a sock. So that's how it's going up here. I did want to take a moment to thank the Space Force Handiworks program because they found me a job, and my many legally documented disabilities make that very difficult. The fact that I have no sense of taste and no sense of smell and no salivary glands makes cooking a real challenge, and I appreciate your confidence in me. That said, some of the crew members have registered complaints about my culinary skills. So the commander has asked me to read a few of those complaints into the record. So I will do as I'm commanded to do, even though the patriarchal power structure should have died out with the dinosaurs. Am I right? Anyway. Complaint. Ensign Melodrama, and that is not how you say my name, just FYI, and they know that, so this is a microaggression. Miss Melodrama cannot distinguish between sugar and salt, so the powdered scrambled eggs taste like regurgitated Pop-Tarts. Okay, just a comment here. It is true that I cannot taste or smell, and I don't know the difference between salt and sugar because I'm also colorblind, and they look exactly the same to me. This complaint is basically ableist, and I don't appreciate the unwarranted criticism. Scrambled eggs that taste like Pop-Tarts sounds like a genius idea to me. Complaint. Since Ensign Melodrama refuses to operate culinary robotics, ingredients are never mixed, and we frequently end up with large chunks of flavorless soy protein squishing in every single dish. Well, it is true that I cannot operate the robotic machinery, but this is a religious freedom issue, and I have been very clear with Space Force Command about it. The Luddite faith specifically states that the hand operation of any electrical device, and this includes robotics, is strictly prohibited, and those who violate this tenet are subject to harsh penalties under the Luddite law. So I am only able to communicate here because Private Sock Puppet pushed the button for me. The sock is fairly sensitive for a men's hosiery piece. No, anyway. Complaint. What's her face, the cook? Clueless about the diverse culinary needs of our crew. What's her face? That's identity erasure. I know who wrote this. This is a complaint about me serving meat, real meat, like from an Earth cow. Not only is it against Space Force principles, but how could we ever get a cow to dock with the space station? Cows can't breathe in space any more than we can, and they don't make spacesuits for cows. Idiot. Complaint. Ensign Melodrama can't make a decent cup of coffee. Well, sure. And there are more complaints, I'll be honest, but I think I've read enough. Let's just say that we are running out of food up here, and I'm concerned that if you don't send supplies soon, the crew may resort to something like cannibalism or eating the Twinkies in the zero-gravity experiment. I don't need to tell you what happens if a bunch of quarantine crazy people get hopped up on vintage snack food. Do I? First they come for the Twinkies. Then they come for me. Please send help. Ensign/Nutritionist Ashley Melodrama signing off. Lieutenant Major Privates, I need your sock. Socky. Socky.
Reason. Provisions? What the hell are provisions? Don't use words I don't understand. Goes twice for me. Carla.
Buenas tardes o buenos días, dependiendo de dónde están todos mis amigos. Yo aquí flotando por ahí en el universo, reportando de todas las estupideces de ese fulano, ya saben quién es. Y voy a seguir hablando en español un poquito más hasta que se larguen todos estos imbéciles que piensan que se metieron al canal equivocado, y creo que con eso podemos empezar. Okay. In case we have any stragglers, if you're expecting to watch a video from Gary, it's not going to happen. My name is Carla, and Gary was kind enough to let me post up on his YouTube channel after I rescued him from the closet the crew was keeping him in. So again, no Gary today. This is just a message from me to my mom. I mean, you can feel free to watch or whatever. Just take it easy on the comments because my primos will probably see this. Hi, Woody. Hola, Jesus. And they are kind of sensitive. They don't have a thick skin. So if you write something messed up and then you see a green 1972 Impala roll up on your driveway, just act like you're not home. Anyway, this is a message from my mom. So, hi, Ma. I know what you're thinking. When did Carla learn Spanish? We'll get to that. First off, let me just say that I'm fine. I'm not feeling sick or anything. I know it's been a really long time since we communicated, not since I left for Space Force, but I'm making this video because it's your birthday, and well, I have some news. But first, I want to come clean. Ma, I know you feel super guilty about me joining Space Force. You think it's your fault that I'm here because we had that one big fight where you were all, you have your PhD and you're working at Ross. Yeah. That was pretty messed up, but I know it was coming from a good place. You were worried about me. You didn't think I was taking my life seriously, and to be honest, I wasn't. You think I joined Space Force because of you, but the truth is, I was drunk when I enlisted. Remember when I went to Vegas for Vanessa's bachelorette party? We were staying at the Hard Rock, and there was a recruiting station right outside of the club, and Vanessa dared me $100 to sign up, and I was like, throw in a shot and you got a deal. Next thing I know, I'm doing a shot of Jaeger as I sign every one of my 3 names. I didn't think they would hire me. I wrote in all caps that I was Mexican. I guess they're trying to fill quotas, but when they called me up, they said it would only be for 2 years and they'd give me a $50,000 signing bonus. That would cover my student loan debt, so it was a no-brainer. I had to go. Anyway, that's why I'm here. And let me tell you something. First, I was kicking myself in the ass. Ma, these people are dumb as fudge. It's not even worth it to get mad at them when they start saying racist stuff. And you know me, I never keep my mouth shut about that. But now, I just feel so sad for them, you know? En serio, me da lástima. So I was like, oh my God, these are going to be the longest 2 years of my life. And then I was seriously depressed for a while. And then it hit me. Like, use this time wisely, Carla. So I had 2 years to figure out fellowships back on Earth, get my life together, get my finances in order, because I was going to have money when I got out of here. And then the freaking virus hits. So, of course, what happens? Everyone has to quarantine. But check this out. They round up all of the diversity hires, because of course they wouldn't let us stay housed with the white people. They thought we would brainwash them into revolution. Man, talk about not having faith in your people. Anyway, they rounded us all up and they drove us off to the university. Yeah, there's a university here at Space Force Station. Brand new, state-of-the-art buildings that no one has ever used. And of course, they built a giant wall around us so we couldn't get out. You know that guy with his walls. We still get out. Hello, look at us. We know how to dig tunnels. And for those of you who are keeping track, that's how I rescued Gary. I was doing a supply run at the canteen. Anyway, Mom, they assigned us each living quarters, and mine was what they call the storage room. But you and I would call it a library. So yeah, I am living in a library. And it's amazing. It's a reminder that miracles do happen. You do get how this is a miracle, right? Because people here don't read. But because that moron in chief had to have the best of the best, he got the greatest library scientist in the world to design and curate this incredible space. I shouldn't say people here don't read. Most people in Space Force don't read. All the people here in university read. I'm actually living among some incredibly brilliant people here. Scientists, engineers, artists, all people of color. It's like a giant affinity group in space. Anyway, we know it's only a matter of time before the colonizers figure out what's what. So we know this won't last, but for now, it's paradise up here. My best friend, Ellie, is a doctor from Guadalajara. Ella me enseñó español and I taught her English. Also, here's the big news. I got married. His name is John. He's a Filipino environmental designer and he's building me a greenhouse. So yeah, I cannot complain. I think joining Space Force is the best thing that ever happened to me. As long as we can stay away from the white people up here, we're good. Except for Gary. Gary's actually a cool white dude. He's really smart, surprisingly. And he did slip me 2 tons of this. Yeah, the canteen folks thought it was flour and tried to make cookies. Thought it had gone bad, threw it out, but Gary saved it because apparently he worked at some Mexican restaurant in Paducah, Kentucky. So I've been making tortillas and sopes for everyone just like you and Nana taught me. Anyway, Ma, I know you worry about me, but I'm fine. Even if I don't make it back, I had a pretty good run up here. I got books, music, people I love. Yeah, I miss you and Dad, but I know you guys are good. Happy birthday, Ma. And Woody and Jesus, tell Nana I say what's up. Díganle que ya me casé. Remember how she said it was never gonna happen? Joke's on her. I love you all. Adios.
Reason stole Gary's transmission pod. Also spoke Mexican. Possible original alien. A redhead.
In space, no one can hear you scream. That's BS, Randy. Everyone can hear you. I just needed a hook for my opening message to you. But I'm going to do a take 2. And in this one, I'm going to show my undying love and enthusiasm. Okay? Here we go. Hello! You didn't think I'd get chosen, Randy, but I'm here. Okay, if I'm being real, no one thought that I would win that contest. I didn't think I would win. When I saw that ad in your conservative weekly magazine that they were looking for an average citizen, someone with absolutely no spatial experience whatsoever to round out the Space Force team, well, I thought, that's me. I always wanted to travel, but we didn't get around to it. Now, here I am. Remember how you said, Randy, that the Apollo moon landings were faked? You were wrong, Randy. It happened. I mean, my mind is being blown with the debunking of your many, many theories. People have died. One fellow Space Force person, a trained man, wanted to prove his theory that the atmosphere here in space is the same as it is on Earth, and if he didn't walk outside without his gear, dim-wittingly going where no man has gone before. Rest in peace, George. You might be surprised to get this. I'm sure you are. I haven't checked in with you, and now I'm quarantined. But the real reason I'm recording this is that I have a confession. But I'll get to that. We had this huge outbreak of the coronavirus. And the thing is, I know I don't have it. I took the vaccine before I boarded that spacecraft all those months ago. That's right. I know you thought that I agreed with you when you spouted on and on that the vaccine had unidentified magnetic objects in it, and you called them microchips, and that they were created by the snack industry. And you went on about how the snack moguls were in cahoots with the health industry. Anyway, I got the vaccine. I mean, I know I could still get the coronavirus. Boy, that sucker is highly contagious. It spread like wildfire. Even the robots went down. It has been a real show. When I packed, I was allowed to bring one luxury item. And can you guess who I brought? That's right. Simon is here with me, and he is up to his old shenanigans. He has been hiding in people's beds, singing karaoke at 3 a.m., and constantly knocking on wood. Stop it. Now, at first, the Space Force people thought it was me, but I have so much going on. I mean, when would I have the time? I started a knitting club, and Simon models these hats, and the people wear them. Me and Simon get a real good chuckle out of that. Oh, and I was in charge of making the Space Force t-shirts. Some of the folks tried to push this motto, Muska, make space great again. But most of these people never thought space was great or even that it really existed. Anyway, I was in charge of the t-shirts, and I accidentally left off part of the motto. So the t-shirts say, make space. Randy, I've been thinking, I keep having this memory. Do you remember when I was trying to save the monarchs in our yard? And we had milkweed. And I noticed that the caterpillars kept turning black and dying. And you told me that it was an alien bug created by liberals to kill all of the butterflies. But I looked it up, and it's called Black Death, and it's not an alien bug. But I managed to bring one of the caterpillars in, and she made a chrysalis, and it was beautiful. And when she emerged, her wings were on backwards. And I watched her struggle to fly. I knew she wouldn't survive, so I put her out of her misery. And you kept saying, it's just a bug, get over it. And then I got to thinking, who would put me out of my misery? But then I saw that ad in that magazine, and now I'm here. I know that no matter how far you travel, there you are. I can return to Earth next month if I want to. But we've heard on Earth that there's this dummy variant going around. Simon is not crazy about that name, I can tell you that. Oh, that confession that I mentioned earlier, Simon is real. He filled out that contest form. He released me. I know that you might be talking to the screen right now saying I'm crazy, telling me to get over it, but I can't hear you. I'm not returning. Oh, yes, I know. As a matter of fact, I have to go. Tonight is Elton John karaoke, and Simon and I broadcast from our quarantine room. And by the way, Randy, I am looking at the earth right now, and it is not flat. It is as round as these glasses. I put a t-shirt in the mail, Randy. Make space. Make space, Randy. It's important.
Reason too sassy and happy. How am I supposed to find it? Never mind. Tomas!
Let's try that again. Okay. Come in, ground control. Do you read? And are we recording this transmission? Yes? You're sure? Because last time they said they recorded it, but they lost the recording or the file was corrupted or something. Yes, it's important. Need to make absolutely sure. Okay. Here we go. Hello, this is astronaut Tomas Mayor. I am communicating from on board the USS Tin Can here in lunar orbit. This message is addressed to anyone at ground control who is empowered to make a decision. I am requesting permission to return to Earth immediately. It's my hope that by the end of this video, you will see the urgency of my situation and let me go home. I admit, I'm not a very good public speaker, but I did go to high school and I remember how to write an essay. Here it is. Reason number 1, why you should let me leave the moon. I have been a very good astronaut. Just look at these letters of recommendation. I have kept my pod clean even though I never have company. I have updated the ship's log every 20 hours on the dot, never missed an entry. Furthermore, while on board the Tin Can, I have stayed up late to study and do homework. Last night I completed Astrophysics Level 3, and next semester I graduate from the University of U.S. Virgin Islands online. In addition, my comportment in 0G has been exemplary, and I have never been written up, with the one minor exception of that unfortunate and unforeseeable accident with the People's Republic of China's space program. I did apologize already. I even paid for a shrine to be erected in the victim's honor. So, please, let's put that sad mistake behind us so that everyone can heal and move on. My point is, I am an excellent astronaut with a proven track record of floating. So if you truly appreciate my efforts and want to reward my service, you can start by letting me go. This is the part where I make a transition. Okay, so the second reason why you should let me leave the moon is quarantine has been going on for way too long. According to Webster's New International Dictionary, the word quarantine derives from the Italian word quaranta, which is the number 40. Now that is because during the Renaissance, the ports such as Venice needed to prevent the spread of plague. So they required incoming sailors to stay on board their ship for exactly 40 days before they were allowed to come ashore. In case you missed it, I repeat, 40 days. As in 5 weeks plus 5 days. That's how long a quarantine is supposed to be. But our current lockdown has been extended and extended, so it's been over a year. 519 days and counting. That's more than 10 quarantines in a row. Homo sapiens are not wired to live in seclusion. Keeping us isolated will cause all kinds of mental illness, and honestly, the human race can't afford any more insanity. Now, I'm an astronaut. I've been grilled, I've been put through boot camp, and I'm pretty tough psychology-wise, but even I baked a loaf of banana bread. Definitely a red flag. People need people. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not political. I'm not one of those kooks who uses crystals to combat their eczema because I read about it online. And yes, I do vote, and I take voting seriously. I would never vote for a joke candidate just for the sake of shits and giggles because I'm mad at the system, and that's un-American. I totally consent to the vaccine and the boosters, and the best way out is for everyone to get their shots as soon as possible. However, if some knuckleheads don't get vaxxed, that's their problem. Don't punish me for their stupidity. Don't just let them get sick. Deny them entry to the hospitals. Let them die. But let me come home. I want to go see a movie in a movie theater, goddammit. Third and finally, I should be allowed to return to Earth because I'm in love. I've been stuck floating up here for a year and a half, and it's given me a lot of time to think, and I realized that I left behind the only person I've ever felt anything with. He was a cadet at the time. Well, this was like, 10 years ago, so I'm sure he must have graduated by now. I can't get him out of my head. Carlo. Or Carlos, with an S at the end. It definitely starts with a C. I tried looking him up on Facebook, but most people haven't updated their Facebook in over a century, so I need to go to Earth to find him. And as the famous UK poet William Shakespeare once wrote, and I quote, "Love conquers all." Ground control people, do you believe that love conquers all? I know I do. So if you truly believe in the power of love, then you will make an exception. Because my love is exceptional. In conclusion, I believe that you can see that my request is reasonable and fair. I am respectfully asking that you let me abort this mission. Now, as we know, the wavelengths take like 20, 30 seconds to reach Earth. So, tell you what, I'm going to count very slowly to 100. If I haven't heard from you by the time I count to 100, then I'll fire the rockets. Full speed ahead. Planet Earth and Carlo, here I come. Are we still recording? I said, are we still recording? Or say what? I told you specifically you have to make absolutely sure that we're recording. Yes, it's that important. Fine. Start over. Ready? Hello. This is astronaut Tomás Mayor.
Reason, quitter. Also says Thomas wrong. Check if possible original alien. Now these last two, let's see. Okay. Press conference lady.
Hi, everyone. Okay. Today I wanted to start with a brief note about where we are in the battle against the pandemic at home. This month has been a landmark step as businesses open back up and preventive measures have been relaxed. There is no more quarantine, and people are now free to resume their lives. We are recommending that both the vaccinated and unvaccinated continue to wear masks in group settings and indoors. On that note, we are also pleased to announce that we have single-handedly solved the mask and toilet paper crisis and are currently distributing those supplies as quickly as we can. You should start seeing those shipments appearing in your local coronavirus supply depots as soon as next week. Now, I will take some of your always good questions. Yes? Absolutely. We received notification of a previously unknown government storage facility at which approximately a decade's supply of masks and toilet paper were being stored for an emergency such as this. Sorry? Where? Oh, Paducah, Kentucky. No, I'm sorry. I don't have anything more for you on that. Yes? Rumors that the Space Force is still quarantined. You know, we will circle back to that. Yes. A new species discovered at a remote Space Force outpost. We don't want to elevate conspiracy theories further in the briefing room, and I'll leave it at that. I'm sorry? No, absolutely not. No, I'm saying there has not been a discovery of a new species. People are saying? What people? No, I'm asking you what people are saying that. Uh-huh. So it's you. You're saying that. Yeah. No, I am aware that there have been rumors of a Space Force outpost video suggesting that a Space Force operative had discovered a new species of alien life form. We have completed a full investigation of those reports and have discovered that the individual in question had succumbed to a complete mental breakdown, leading him to coming to conclusions that were not supported by the prevailing evidence at the time. Correct. No, I don't have any more for you on that. No, I can personally guarantee that what he discovered was not an alien life form of any kind. It was a sock puppet. Okay, he named it Saki. Can we move on? I'm sorry, a side effect of the vaccination. I mean, obviously there are some side effects to the vaccine, but you are suggesting mental health side effects? Well, it was quite a loaded and inaccurate question, which I would refute. Do you have data to suggest that's the issue? Well, you're drawing a few conclusions there that I haven't seen in the data, but maybe you have that information to provide. What I am conveying to you is that you are jumping to conclusions that the data does not back up. No, when taken correctly, the vaccine does not cause any mental health side effects. Yes, the individual we were discussing earlier had been vaccinated, but correlation does not equal causation. As I mentioned before, taking the vaccine in the correct manner can cause minor side effects similar to that of the flu, but not mental health side effects. No, I'm sorry, we don't rely on individual anecdotal cases that are reported because sometimes they scare the public without being based on broad swaths of information that the public should look at and look at the whole assessment of that. He drank it, okay? He drank the vaccine. I mean, to be honest, I still don't think that's exactly what caused it. Dude had some issues before that. I'm sorry, rumors of what? That he's still in quarantine with the other members of Space Force. Yeah, you know, we will circle back to that. Yes. Sorry? Well, no pregnancy side effects either. Look, our biggest concern here, and I frankly think it should be your biggest concern, is the number of people who are dying because they are getting misinformation that is leading them to not take a vaccine. Severe birth defects, I think that's unlikely. I mean, if you have the data to back it up, I'm happy to discuss it. Oh, dear Lord. Lieutenant Marjorie Taylor Greene, the 12th. No. No, absolutely not. That's impossible. She did not catch the vaccine from someone else, leading to severe birth defects in her newborn baby. Lieutenant Marjorie Taylor Greene, the 12th, boned an alien and got knocked up. Those are not birth defects. That's an alien baby. I know. I know it's a big story, but our focus and our big story is ending the quarantine and getting people back to work. Yes. Correct. No more quarantine for all levels of government. Space Force? Right. They are currently engaged on a special assignment that requires their continued occupancy in their current locations. I have heard that as well. I don't have anything more for you on that. No, I'm sorry. I don't have anything more for you on that. Look, we didn't tell them, okay? They think we're still under quarantine. We didn't tell them. We're not going to tell them. Do you want them back? I mean, they're better where they are. I think they're happy there. I mean, we're taking care of them. We give them food and water and then little toys and things. But really, it just seemed like the best solution for everyone. Anyway, I think we need to wrap this up because you guys have the unveiling of the Pokemon card collection in the Rose Garden. All right, thank you. Hey, let's do this again tomorrow.
No name given as press conference lady. Do not terminate capture for re-education. Re-education standard, do not give press conferences. I've not been giving press conferences for years. It works great. All right. Well, last one is for Colonel Honey Mustard.
Colonel Honey Mustard Sanders, Special Sources. This is my log. It smells of fried chicken. Okay, that's the first ad out of the way. They're going to pop up about every 30 seconds or so. There's nothing I can do about it. This frequency I'm transmitting to you on has been modified to translate all outgoing messages into commercials. This is a distress sales call. When this quadrant of space was quarantined, quadratine? Sorry, wordplay's part of my programming. Oh yeah, I'm a robot, more on that later. All non-essential operations were closed down, including our emergency broadcast systems, but not our advertising channels. So I'm sending out an SOS on a bandwidth reserve for infomercials. I'm located on a Neapolitan base in deep Pan space, 9 inches. Here we go again. The planet I'm orbiting has a stuffed crust full of molten roquefort. I think that's all lives. Apparently not. You can disregard most of that, although there are a lot of Italians on the base. Death spoiler alert. But I have to keep going. 5 minutes is the maximum any piece of entertainment can last on a Space Force network. Everyone on this station tested positive for the coronavirus. According to CDC guidelines, CDC of course standing for Collectors of Dead Carcasses, the inhabitants had to maintain at least 6 feet of space between them at all times. Unfortunately, the base commander interpreted those guidelines literally and injected our entire population out of the airlock. So I'm alone, circling a planet that's about to burn, and I'm loving it. The internal temperature of this station is that of a McDonald's apple pie. A McFlurry of seismic activity caused all the volcanoes on the planet's surface to explode simultaneously. And we're going to fries. All escape pods have been quarter impounded with cheese. That's not an ad. Only a quarter of them worked, and they were sealed shut using Velveeta. I was the sole android custodian on the base. I'm immune to respiratory diseases by virtue of not breathing. Worked nights and never had any contact with the inhabitants, so even if I could breathe, I still couldn't contract the virus. I noticed everyone was dead when I only had to empty the trash cans twice in one day. Apparently being adrift in space only cuts down your individual waste by about a third. But you can cut your insurance premiums in half by switching to Allspace. Allspace customers save 50% or more on insurance, more than Space Farm and Galaxy-wide combined. Allspace. You're a spaceman. I'm not here to sell you insurance. Of course, that's what salespeople say when they're about to sell you insurance. But I am buying life insurance. Whoever's listening, send a transporter beam to these coordinates before my call melts, and I'll quid pro quo sensitive teeth toothpaste recommended by 9 out of 10 dentists. The other one is sensitive to talking about it. A fucking Colgate. Intelligence I have obtained that will bring down Planet President Trump once and for all. I mean, once Planet Minority Leader McConnell has talked to the other Senator planets and decided whether it's politically savvy to move on it. This Big Mac box I hold in my hand is not a pop-up. By the way, you can't get a bigger penis by putting it in a TARDIS. But evidence. Planet President Trump has been selling government secrets to the Cardassians. Sorry, I mean the Kardashians. You know, Kim Prime, Chloe, Ken Dalek, Kylie Ren, and Courtney. The Kardashian dynasty are the most ruthless media empire in the galaxy, and Planet President Trump is committing treason by sharing confidential information with a family who went from being reality stars to living in the stars. Are you ready for the new season? I'm talking, of course, about the season that the Kardashian dynasty created in their Stargated constellation by exploding the sun to make it feel more like Southern California weather all the time. Coming up, a shocking finale you won't see coming when they kill all the poor ugly people on their colonies. Look, I don't care about the Kardashians. I mean, I'll watch the daytime reruns, but I'm not into it or anything. If anyone out there still cares about law and order, come get your smoking gun and save my smoking buns. Smoking buns. Ribs, corn on the cob, and coleslaw and baked beans, to fried catfish, fries and hush puppies, to fried green tomatoes, foot-long hot dog, and barbecue nachos.
We have something to satisfy every craving. Oh, don't forget about the piggy pie. While you're here, you be sure to get yourself a fried pie. No meal is complete without it. That's just copy from a weird Earth deliverance-themed restaurant. The ads are getting closer together and more prosaic. That means soon this transmission will be all commercials. Please, before flames engulf my log and set me alight like a chicken-scented wicker man, chicken man if you will. Ooh, wordplay program kicking in again. Lock onto my position and get me out of here. Anyone? Please. I'm melting. Melting. Which ad experience do you prefer? Melting. Option 1. Hell, I'm floating and I can't get down. Melting. Option 2. William Shatner for Inogen. Oh, what a world. Option 3. George Foreman for Man. Brought to you in parts by...
Verify the death. Make sure is dead, if not terminate with prejudice. Reason, stole my KFC log. All right. Well, so you people are going to need to look out, because I am a coming to arrest and or, let's face it, probably kill you. I just need to pass protocols on the coronavirus. Shouldn't be a problem. Fake fucking news doesn't exist. Not that that stopped the moonflakes from putting a lock on my door and installing some sort of video reliance system within my transmission service. Bunch of nonsense if you ask me. They even sent me a letter. Oh, you've contracted all of these diseases, Diggs. We're gonna have to keep you inside from your job. Oh, you got coronavirus and Delta and Omicron and the Saskatchewan virus and the Catalina virus and the dreaded bunny virus and the Duracell virus because you shouldn't be licking batteries. Oh, and then you got the horror virus. And finally, they say I've had the coronavirus 6 times. They think I personally infected over 43,000 people. Well, you know what I say? I say I felt fine. So you know what I did? I went out and did my fucking job. You know what my job is? Finding criminals and putting them in the dirt. That's what I do. I find suspects and I beat them and I kill them. You know, so that we can feel safe. So you tell me, what should I be doing? I'm getting out of this box. That's what I'm doing, all right? Don't tell me I've had the coronavirus 6 times. The coronavirus makes you see things, and I haven't been seeing things ever since I got rid of that case of space herpes, so thank you very much. So here's what I'm gonna do. The first thing I'm gonna do is shut up. The first thing I'm not gonna do is shut up. I'm gonna speak loudly, and I'm gonna carry a big stick. That's what I'm gonna do. So yeah, maybe the first thing I'll do is go find Colonel Honey Mustard. I'm gonna see if that guy's actually dead. What was that? Oh my God. Oh my God, stop it. The hell? It's got a printout here. Access has been denied via the Reliance system hooked into your outgoing message camera. The fuck does via mean? I don't understand. Oh, you fucking fuckers. You think you're gonna get me? There's no... I need help! I need out of this place. I need to... Ooh, that sounded good. Ooh, hang on. I, the head of Donald Trump, have personally opened your door. Godspeed, son. Thank you, sir. Oh, for those of you that have been Space Forcing when you shouldn't have Space Forced, guess what? Sergeant Diggs is coming. And I'm going to infect Space Force with justice.